Education is the most powerful weapon, which you can use to change the world. Education is simply the soul of a society, as it passes from one generation to another. Education is the passport to the future, for tomorrow belongs to those who prepare for it today. Education is not just about going to school and getting a degree. It's about widening your knowledge and absorbing the truth about life. Don't just teach your children to read. Teach them to question what they read. Teach them to question everything. The only person who is educated is the one who has learned how to learn and change. Education without values, as useful as it is, seems rather to make man a more clever devil. What you think, you become. What you feel, you attract. What you imagine, you create. Upon the subject of education, I can only say that I view it as the most important subject, which we as a people may be engaged in. Education is the ability to listen to almost anything without losing your temper, or your self-confidence. Education is for improving the lives of others, and for leaving your community and world better than you found it. The more that you read, the more things you will know. The more that you learn, the more places you'll go. Learning is not attained by chance, it must be sought for with ardor and attended to with diligence. We learn more by looking for the answer to a question, and not finding it, than we do from learning the answer itself. Every act of conscious learning requires the willingness to suffer an injury to one's self-esteem. That is why young children, before they are aware of their own self-importance, learn so easily. A plant needs roots in order to grow. With man it is the other way around, only when he grows does he have roots and feels at home in the world. By three methods we may learn wisdom: first, by reflection, which is noblest; second, by imitation, which is easiest; and third, by experience, which is the bitterest. Learning is not attained by chance, it must be sought for with ardor and attended to with diligence. If the school sends out children with a desire for knowledge, and some idea of how to acquire and use it, it will have done its work. What a school thinks about its library is a measure of what it feels about education. In school we learn that mistakes are bad, and we are punished for making them. Yet, if you look at the way humans are designed to learn, we learn by making mistakes. We learn to walk by falling down. If we never fell down, we would never walk. Children want the same things we want: to laugh, to be challenged, to be entertained, and delighted. What makes a child gifted and talented may not always be good grades in school, but a different way of looking at the world and learning. Expecting all children the same age to learn from the same materials is like expecting all children the same age to wear the same size clothing. It is as impossible to withhold education from the receptive mind as it is impossible to force it upon the unreasoning. Take the attitude of a student: never be too big to ask questions, never know too much to learn something new. I'm not going to school just for the academics, I wanted to share ideas, to be around people who are passionate about learning. The chief reason for going to school is to get the impression fixed, for life, that there is a book for everything. They spent the first 3 years of school getting you to pretend stuff, and then the rest of it marking you down, if you did the same thing. The ideal school would teach health, wealth, and happiness. It'd be free, self-paced, and available to all. It'd show opposing ideas and students would self-verify truth. No grades, no tests, no diplomas, just learning. Actually, you're already here. Careful who you follow. I think the big mistake in schools is trying to teach children anything, and by using fear as the basic motivation. Fear of getting failing grades, fear of not staying with your class, etc. Interest can produce learning on a scale compared to fear as a nuclear explosion to a firecracker. The school is the last expenditure upon which America should be willing to economize. Education would be much more effective if its purpose was to ensure that by the time they leave school every boy and girl should know how much they do not know, and be imbued with a lifelong desire to know it. Cheating in school is a form of self-deception. We go to school to learn. We cheat ourselves when we coast on the efforts and scholarship of someone else. You must get an education. You must go to school, and you must learn to protect yourself. And you must learn to protect yourself with the pen, and not the gun. Education begins at home. You can't blame the school for not putting into your child what you don't put into him. The mediocre teacher tells. The good teacher explains. The superior teacher demonstrates. The great teacher inspires. A word of encouragement from a teacher to a child can change a life. A word of encouragement from a spouse can save a marriage. A word of encouragement from a leader can inspire a person to reach her potential.